And I am Skasa. In this video, we will discuss about the life of Miyamoto Musashi. Not this Musashi.
Miyamoto Musashi.
Like many of you have known, Musashi was considered to be one of the greatest samurai who was undefeated in all of his fights.
But how did he become so great, and how was his journey to be a samurai? Shall be discovered in the following minutes.
Miyamoto Musashi, or Miyamoto Benosuke, or Itendoraku, originally named Shimen Takuzo, was born in the spring of 1584 in a family of martial arts tradition.
His father, in fact, was also an expert of using swords and a well-respected samurai.
However, Musashi's childhood was not what he would have wanted.
After his birth, Musashi was diagnosed with eczema, a condition that made his skin turn red.
In addition to his naive personality, Musashi became isolated by other villagers who gave him the name the Child of Demons.
What's worse, his parents also divorced soon after they gave birth to Musashi, as a result of that existing broken relationship.
During one of the arguments between Musashi and his father, he decided to go to live with his uncle, the Rinbo, in the Shirayan temple at the age of 7.
There, Miyamoto Musashi spent many years learning about Buddhism and the art of using swords.
Yet, the young, wild personality of Musashi has led him into his first sword fight, which was against Arimakihei, who was a much older samurai.
This fight was initiated when Arimakihei posed a public challenge in Hiro Fukumura, and Musashi was the one who wrote his name on the challenge board.
When Musashi's uncle, the Rinbo, heard this, he was shocked at the time. Musashi was just merely 13 years old.
His uncle tried to back off the duel, but Kihei insisted on continuing the duel since the only way to stop the duel was to make Musashi apologize to Kihei himself.
And we know that the wild fighter Musashi would never allow such a thing to happen. He managed to kill Kihei with his 6-feet wooden sword.
After a turbulent childhood, Miyamoto Musashi reached the age of 17.
At that time, Japan was split in half. The rising power of the Tokugawa clan in the east, and the west who were loyal to Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the person who officially unified Japan.
As we have known, the battle ended in a total victory for the Tokugawa, who created an era of peace for almost 300 years.
But that's not the story we're telling right now. Musashi and his closest friend, Oniden Matahachi, joined on Toyotomi's side, and somehow they managed to survive.
Even though he luckily escaped death, Musashi became a ronin, a samurai without a master.
For this reason, in order to avoid being assassinated, he had to change his name time after time after time.
In that period, the samurai decided to remain anonymous on the Kyushu Islands, while sharpening his skills to prepare for his great return.
And he also gave up on killing his enemy after every fight.
Now comes to his first official fight against Yoshioka Seijo, the head of a well-known and powerful Yoshioka clan.
This clan in the past already had a rivalry against the Shimen clan of Musashi's father, and then the fight was accepted, destined to take place in North Kyoto.
However, Musashi soon ended the fight with one blow into Seijo's left shoulder and completely paralyzed it.
Ashamed of his loss, Seijiro shaved his head, came among, and passed on his title as the leader of the clan to a younger brother, Denshijiro, who was full of hatred for Musashi.
To avenge his brother, Denshijiro also challenged Musashi into a sword fight.
However, this time, Denshijiro was actually no match for Musashi.
Musashi claimed his victory with a fatal blow in Denshichiro's head that killed him instantly.
If the first loss has been a shameful one for the Yoshioka clan, the second loss was even more humiliating for them.
To seize their honor back, they sent out a challenge to Musashi to battle against Yoshioka Matashijiro, setting the battle time in the unusual nighttime.
In secret, the Yoshioka clan gathered archers, swordsmen, riflemen, and a bunch of other warriors aiming to kill Musashi.
Musashi, on the other hand, saw this coming danger from the Yoshioka clan's determined fighter and decided to go to the duel location a few hours before the set time and patiently waited for Matashijiro and his army.
After that, Musashi assassinated Matashijiro, the 12-year-old leader of the Yoshiokas, and tried to sneak away.
However, as Musashi was confronted by the surrounding soldiers, he had to take his second sword out.
This is also the beginning of his famous dual katana technique called Nite Ichiryu, also meaning two heavens as one.
After this defeat, the Yoshioka clan fell into devastation.
At the time, there was also another fighter whose name was also popular like Miyamoto Musashi's. He was Sasaki Kojiro.
He was a samurai from the Hosokawa clan in the Kyushu Islands who was known for his famous technique using a long sword, Tsubame Gaishi, meaning to move fast, like a sparrow bird.
He was well known all across Japan with the name the Devil of the West.
Musashi publicly challenged Sasaki Kojiro's rule of his father's disciplines, and it was accepted.
The fight took place on a small island called Funajima, now Ganryushima, that stands between Honshu and Kyushu.
However, unlike the fight against the Yoshiokas, the samurai decided to arrive 3 hours late and make his opponent extremely furious.
While he was on the way to the island, from the paddle of his boat, he crafted a wooden sword.
In the blood fight on the beach, Miyamoto Musashi used the sword he just crafted and killed Kojiro with one blow in the head.
After this ultimate duel with Sasaki Kojiro, Musashi decided to end his fighting life.
Since the video is almost 5 minutes, for the sake of time,
Then he died.